Alright, so this is going to be a video on solving linear inequalities. It's going to be pretty quick. I'm just going to go through two examples and try to cover a couple of different things that come up when you're solving linear inequalities. So, alright, so what have we got? 5v plus 1 is greater than 7v minus 17. I'm going to solve this the same way we would solve a equation, right? For the most part, there's going to be a couple little things that we're going to keep in mind. So we've got negative, so we've got 7v on this side, so let's just subtract 7v, just like we would do if this was an equation. Get the variables on one side, number constants on the other. So we got negative 2v plus 1 greater than negative 17. Alright, and then we will subtract 1, negative 2v greater than negative 18. Alright, now we want to get v by itself. So if this was an equation, it was negative 2v equals negative 18, we would divide by negative 2. And it's the same thing we're going to do here. Divide by negative 2. When we do that, we get v on this side. We get 9, positive 9, because negative divided by negative is positive, so we get 9 on this side. But, this is key, whenever we divide or multiply by a negative number here, we have to switch the direction of the sign. So instead of greater than, it's going to be less than. Alright, so that's our answer. V is less than 9. Now, there's going to be two different ways that we're going to want to represent this. One is going to be with a number line. So, you'll often have a number line provided for you. So let's just mark, like here's 0, where's 9? 9's over here. What are we talking about? Our answers are all the numbers that are less than 9, and not including 9, because there's no equal sign here. So the way we would represent that is we would put an open circle over 9. Open means that it's not including 9. And then we would just kind of do this thing where we kind of like, sound effects are very important, going this way, right? Yeah, and that indicates to me that it's everything less than 9, not including 9. Using interval notation, we would write that like this. We would say everything less than 9, so it's going to be everything all the way down, think about a number line, all the way down to negative infinity, and up to 9. We would write it like this. When you do interval notation, the parentheses mean that the numbers at the ends are not included. So we don't include 9, and we never include infinity or negative infinity, because you never get there. And so this is saying I'm going all the way from negative infinity up to 9. Everything in that range there is a possible solution. Okay? Let's try one more. 3 minus quantity 4m plus 1 is greater than or equal to 5m minus 25. Okay, so start by getting rid of these parentheses, which we'll do by minus 4m minus 1 greater than or equal to 5m minus 25. We've got constants, two constants on this side, so we'll combine like terms. Remember, we only combine like terms on one side of the equation, on terms that are on the same side of the equation. So 3 minus 1 is 2, minus 4m greater than or equal to 5m minus 25. Okay, now we'll move all of our variables onto one side, so we end up with 2 minus 9m negative 25, and then we will subtract 2 from this, both sides, to get all of our constants on the right, and we end up with negative 27. Now we'll divide by negative 9. Remember, when we divide by a negative, that means we're going to flip the sign, so we're going to end up with m less than or equal to. See how I switch the sign from greater than or equal to less than or equal to. Negative 27 over negative 9 is 3. So my answer is m is less than or equal to 3. Put that on a number line. Here's 0. I always mark 0 just so I know where I am. There's 3. It's everything less than or equal to 3. So when here I'm going to go to 3, but now I'm going to color in that circle. Remember in the last problem, go right up here, We left that circle open because we weren't including 9, because it was only less than 9. Here, putting a closed circle, goes all the way up, because we're including 3 because it says m is less than or equal to 3. Alright, so now we'll... Sorry, sound effects. Interval notation. That's going to be, again, we want everything from negative infinity, and we don't include negative infinity, up to 3. And we want to include 3, so what we do is instead of writing parentheses, we put a bracket. Alright, so that's solving linear inequalities.